driving home now. I look like I don't even know what, but that's okay. I intended to take a lot more video yesterday, but it got really busy. I'll explain. What I ended up doing, I went to Hobby Lobby and I got, sorry, Eli's always on me about copyright strikes with having music in the background, but I got these manila craft bags. I'm going to post pictures, you guys will see. And instead of doing different colored bags, we did different colored tissue paper. And since it was a Saturday, the bereavement coordinator was not there, and I knew that. I was okay with that. It's been a little weird with her because she acts like we're taking her job by doing this, but we're not. And when we showed up at the, well, okay, let me back up. Pam and I ended up in the back of our trunks stuffing the bags because I had everything partitioned into Ziploc bags, big ones. Thank you, April. I actually use those. My whole trunk now is full of Ziplocs. And we wrapped up everything in the tissue paper. Like in hindsight, I wish I would have done it like a different way, but we did light blue, dark blue, and a medium blue, and then pink, purple, hot pink, light pink, and purple. And that is what tells the bereavement coordinator which size bag to grab, and she can actually look through and see what's appropriate, you know, because some have bunting, some have tiny little gowns. When we got there, the nurse is like, oh, did you call? I guess somebody else was going to do a donation. And she's like, because you know today's Infant Loss Awareness Day, and she was a lost mom. The nurse, she even said, and I have my rainbow baby now. It was just weird. It was surreal. Like, we're everywhere. And she said that yesterday they had just sent home a mama without her baby. So it's hard, guys. That's so hard, you know? Like, it's happening. Now the next step is Pam wants to come over because I have a lot. I have some like gown, hat, blanket sets ready to go. I have several more books. I have a few mommy bracelets. I have quite a bit for boys. Not so much for girls. I did have a volunteer that did a bunch of mommy and baby bracelets, but she did a lot of tiny little baby ones, so I may just restring them. I don't know. It's not really something I'm great at. And then the paracord bracelets are missing. Those are for the dads. But at the last minute, my daughter, Kala, she decided to make me a couple, and she got it fast, so I think if she can get it fast, I can too. And I like doing stuff like that. But my life right now has been to the point that I have 100 things to do a day, and I get about 10 done. There's, you know, I have family life going on. I have a baby that's teething, very fussy, can't put him down. So I have to squeeze out a very few moments in the evening, and I'll be staying up till like 1 and 2 just to get stuff done. My website for my business is being built right now. It'll be done November 10th is what we're shooting for, but that is requiring a lot. So I guess this is like a whole life blog update. I have to now take on more clients. I have to get like client contracts made and portfolio things, like little information folders, and just start getting myself out there. And then I have to take the rest of my classes online to get my professional badge. And then after that, I have to start logging in 1,500 paid hours before I can sit for the board exam for it, to be, you know, nationally accredited as a professional organizer. So I'm trying to do all that, trying to deal with just family stuff of being transitioning into cohabitating without a romantic relationship. It's weird, but it's actually going pretty well. I mean, we enjoy talking to one another. There can be hurt and anger and whatnot, and then just all sorts of other life stuff. What I ended up doing is we went to the hospital and we made our delivery, and then we went out for coffee and just talked for hours. Pam comes from a similar situation. I won't give a lot of her details, but there's a lot of wisdom she has for me, and the people in my life right now, it's very important for me to have people understand where we're going. It seems that a lot of people, they see all the things that have happened and want me and Jamie to be enemies. They want me to get back at him or take a brawl. I mean, I have had a lot of that, and it's not healthy. Human beings hurt one another, and if we keep doing that, the only people that suffer are our kids. I mean, there's nothing good that comes out of getting back at somebody, and I get moments where I'm really angry, but My personality is if I'm angry, I still care. If I'm silent, that's when you gotta worry about me. If I just stop talking, I'm done. I'm completely done. So after we had coffee and had really good talks, let me just preface that or go back. It's really nice to be able to tell somebody these bad things have happened to me from the hand of this person, but this is what they've done and this is where they're doing, and her say, that's excellent progress. Like, she is rooting for our family and not for me to win, and that's so important to me right now, that I'm not being treated like I'm an idiot if I see change and I accept it, and I'm happy for our family that the problems we have are being corrected. And that also doesn't mean that there's going to be a happily ever after. There's a lot of burned bridges, but if we can rebuild new ones, maybe we're not building our bridge back to, a functioning marriage, but we're building a bridge to being parents together forever. I mean, we have a baby, So anyway, after that, I actually drove to Statesboro, Georgia. It's the town we're looking at to move. Because when we were separated, I knew that we were going to be moving out of our home. We're giving up our home because it's too much. It's costing too much. We can't afford to live there, but it's just costing us too much money, and we have a lot to work on to get that liquidated. But I had planned to move to Augusta. The kids are completely over living in the country. They want to have access to public transportation. They want to have access to more than we do. When we drive to Augusta, it's at least 30 minutes. We're getting kind of into where Target and stuff is, more like 45. And it occurred to me that Statesboro is just the same amount of time from where we live now as Augusta is. It's a more of a rural drive, but it's not trafficy and city. And Jamie said a lot of the people that he works with actually do live out there. So I went to stay the night and check it out. And when I got to the hotel room, I completely destroyed it with art stuff, and I'll put pictures of that up, and spend some time looking at tutorials, art tutorials. I've been doing some collages and whatnot, but I've not really painted before. I don't know how to paint. I don't know how to blend. So I'm starting from scratch here, learning how to do all this. And I had a good time, and I had blue paint, purple paint from one end to me the other, and drove around the town a little bit. I like it. There's enough there for it to be a good town, but it's not real citified. It's a college town, so that's cool. Then I lit my candle around 7, took my picture for the wave of light, and did my thing. I just spent some time away last night, so I'm heading home now to see my babies. It is so weird for me to ever leave them. I've never used babysitters, and now it's so weird. Jamie's keeping them, obviously, and he's not a babysitter, but I was always worried about my little babies not having, being loved on and whatnot, but he is so attached to Cassidy and Calla. It's not mama. I mean, he wants me, but he is being cared for just like I would. And having teenagers and having a baby, that has been a huge blessing, because they absolutely love this kid. If I go out and take Joan, when I had to do my IV and I knew I was going to be gone a long time, I brought Kyle because we had to go set up his bank account. So I didn't want to leave the baby for an extended period of time because the girls are tired, As soon as I get home, they're meeting me at the car, taking this baby out and taking him away from me. They're we missed him. It's crazy. They're so funny. So yeah, a lot of changes coming up, but we're doing it. Our Matthew skip is growing, and it's growing slow. But also, I told the nurse, I gave her my email, I gave her 2 phone numbers, my name, and I said, if you need anything, if you have a mom come in and you don't have a bag for her, if you don't have clothes for her, you call me. I can be here within 30 minutes as long as I'm reasonably dressed, but I can get down here and I can get you the things that you need. And she was really receptive to it, a whole lot more than the bereavement coordinator was. And that's up to Pam. Actually said, leave your name, tell her, give you a call. And so we did, and she said, yeah, I'll call you if we need anything, if we run low. So next stop, University Hospital. And I think the approach of running in there and just handing in these bags and saying, for whoever loses a baby, here you go, I think it's gonna work, instead of waiting and emailing. And I've been wanting to do that. That was my plan right after Joan. I know I told you guys that, but then my life kind of went poof, and I'm still trying to recoup. I'm the kind of person that has everything planned to a T. Right now, I'm stuffing bags the day of in the hospital, whereas before it was all nice and seamless. And I'm trying to give myself a little bit of grace in the fact that I'm not as put together anymore. I'm not getting back to emails as fast or messages. I mean, I have unopened messages, but my brain it can only take so much. And right now, I usually operate more on the brain side, but my emotions have been raw and really, really struggling with just getting through life stuff, and I have to get up every day, and I have to do certain things. And I mean, I'm trying, and I know I'll get back to that place where I'm extremely efficient, but I'm giving myself a little wiggle room right now because it's been a really hard few months, and we're coming down off of that. So that's the update. That's what we did, and I will upload this as soon as I get home because it's saying my battery's low, even though it charged all the way. So I'll talk to you guys soon.